What's your plan? What are you going to do? Today, you don't need to worry about making a plan because I'm going to tell you all about business plans and what they involve. I am Jono from Seneca, and let's dive into this revision episode for your GCSE Business exam. Why do businesses create plans? Well, it's important for any new or exciting business to create a plan in order to have an understanding of how it plans on achieving its aims and objectives. Now, aims and objectives are different, and that difference is talked about in a separate episode, so make sure you check that out. It is the episode on business aims and objectives, surprisingly. So make sure you check that out so you're up to speed on the difference. So it's important for a business to plan, for the owner to clarify their thoughts and plans for a potential investor like a venture capitalist or bank manager. They are also discussed in an earlier episode on sources of business finance. So make sure you're up to speed on all the lingo, check those episodes out. A detailed plan is important because it lets the owner and financial backers think that their business idea is in depth. So when Peter Jones and Theo Papitas invested in Levi Roots reggae sauce, they asked to see Levi's business plan before they committed to providing their expertise and investment. Raising finance. To decide whether to give finance to a business, investors and banks need in-depth financial information. A business plan can provide detailed info about the costs and expected revenue for a company, and this can be used to convince financial backers that they should invest. When Facebook raised finance from venture capitalists to grow, and when Snap Inc. listed on the New York Exchange, they had to provide business plans. Setting objectives. A plan lets a business clearly set out what the business's objectives are and how they are going to go about achieving them. These specific business aims help firms to achieve their aims as they are measurable targets for the firm to work towards. It also allows a business to see which areas, growth, sales, profits, they need to improve and which they're doing well. If they fail to meet an objective, then it can be easier to understand why it was not met. Business organization. By detailing how functions of the business will be organized, a business plan can help improve the way a business is run. It helps businesses, particularly smaller ones, to think logically about the most efficient way to run a business. A local cafe plans its purchasing, pricing, and staffing in a business plan, and that can help it manage its operations. So a business plan can provide detailed info about the costs and expected revenue for a company, and this can be used to convince financial backers they can invest. So business plans are really important. Can you shout at me 4 key reasons why businesses create plans? It's important for new businesses, it's important for raising finances, setting objectives, and business organization. Right, so we've talked about business plans, but what the heck is in them? Luckily, I'm going to break that down. There are several main parts of a business plan. Article 1, we have our executive summary, and this should be a concise overview of the entire business plan. Then we move on to the mission statement, and that says what the company wants to achieve. We then have products or services, and this section should clearly describe the products or services the company sells and why customers will benefit from this. This may also include what a product's unique selling point is. The USP of a product or service is how this product or service is different or unique from the products or services offered by competitors. Market analysis. This will include an in-depth analysis of different aspects of the business's environment. Analysis of competitors, who they are and where they are positioned in the market. Analysis of customers, the different customer segments and which of these will be the target market. Organization and management team. This will outline the company's organizational structure and provide personal details of the owners and other important personnel. Production details. This will outline how a firm will produce its products to provide its services. This includes things like location of factories, who the suppliers will be, what the materials will be needed, and how much they will cost. Finance. This section will outline the investment that is needed to start up a business as well as objectives for revenue and profit. Cost and profit. This includes detailed outlines for the forecasts for cost, revenue, and profit. This section usually indicates a cash flow forecast and projected profit and loss account for the first 12 months of trading. Sources of finance. This section often includes details of how a company will fund investment if it is required. So that was a lot of information. Let's consolidate it. I'm going to say some descriptions and I want you to think about what part of a business plan I'm describing. So, which part is a concise overview of the entire business plan? That is the executive summary. Which part outlines how a firm will produce its products or provide its services? That's the production details. What says what a company wants to achieve? That is the mission statement. Let's switch it up. Tell me, what's market analysis? That's an in-depth analysis of different aspects of the business's environment. So you'll be looking at competitors and potential customers. Let's go through some examples of mission statements so you're super confident with those. Primark's was, our purpose is to provide safe, nutritious, affordable food and clothing that is great value for money. Honey, where's Primark's affordable food? Don't see that. Snapchat, Snap Inc. is a camera company. We believe that reinventing the camera represents our greatest opportunity to improve the way people live and communicate. Our product empowers people to express themselves, live in the moment, learn about the world, and have fun together. That is a long mission statement, honey. So those are some examples of some mission statements. Advantages and disadvantages of a business plan. So some obvious advantages are they can provide parameters for setting targets. Management can check staffing, incomes, product ranges, and lots of other things against previous business plans and expansion plans. A business plan can be used as a benchmark against outcomes like cash flow, production, outcomes, or service delivery. The plan can also be compared to the behavior of competitors and the business's own performance in past years. But there are some disadvantages. Businesses need to be flexible and able to adapt to a changing environment. A business plan may stop a company changing. Business plans can be costly and time-consuming to make. If an entrepreneur has less time to spend designing a good product and selling to customers, then the time spent making a business plan may be negative for the business. Also, forecasts of revenue and profit may be misleading and lead to bad decisions. Bad decisions. We don't want those. So, example of business plans. Muddy Boots Foods. When Roland and Miranda Bollard sought $20,000 to help set up Muddy Boots Foods, they asked to show a business plan to their bank manager, and it had a projection of revenue and costs. The bank manager used this to determine whether or not Roland and Miranda could keep up loan repayments over a 5-year period. Snapchat, when it listed on the New York Stock Exchange, it had to provide details of its operations and plans so investors could decide whether they wanted to buy shares or not. So do you remember 4 key reasons why we create business plans? Organization, it's really important for new businesses, setting objectives, and raising finance. Those are 4 key reasons to set up a business plan. Thank you for joining me on this revision episode, going over the different plans businesses need to make. I hope it was useful. Well done for being proactive with your learning and checking out this episode. Maybe have a listen to some other ones and then have a nice break, go for a walk, maybe have a bath, whatever you want to do. Thanks for joining, and I'll catch you on the next episode.